we're very close to the equator here in Florida. If you put the fact that we're going with the natural spin of the Earth and the equator closeness, combine those together, we get a 900 mile an hour kickstart off the launch pads at ignition. The common question is how do we get 900 miles an hour at ignition? Well, the best way to explain it is by using a slingshot as an example. Put the rocket in a sling, pull the sling back. When you let go of the sling, the motion that the rocket has from the time that you let go of that to the time it leaves the sling, that is the motion that the Earth already has. That's rotating at 900 miles an hour. So anything beyond the time that that rocket leaves the sling, that is added thrust from the engines. So we're moving 900 miles an hour at ignition. Now go over here to the left. You look through the legs of the water tower. See the big dark area in the concrete? That is the flame trench. It's 42 feet deep, 450 feet long, and it is the reason that the launch pad is built in an elevated position. We're very close to the ocean here, somewhere between 2.5 to 3 feet above sea level, actually. With that in mind, if you dig a hole here in Florida, it fills up with water. So we had to build upward to have the flame trench so we could have control of how much and when the water was there. This guy's video is about pad 39B, and we're on our way to that. It's ahead of us 3 lightning masts and a water tower.
Nowhere else on KSC is preparation for the future as obvious as at Launch Pad 39B. Built as an identical pad to 39A for the Apollo Saturn V rocket, Pad B was also updated for the Space Shuttle program. 53 shuttle missions launched from this pad, including 12 missions to help construct or resupply the space station. Today, the pad is being modified for the Space Launch System, or SLS. It will be used for NASA's deep space missions beyond Earth orbit, including the capture of an asteroid and, eventually, human exploration of Mars. 3 600-foot-tall masts were built near the pad to provide lightning protection to the vehicles prior to launch. Both the fixed service structure and rotating service structure that were built for the shuttle have been removed, making it more flexible and able to support many different launch vehicles. Below the pad is a 4-story facility that houses the infrastructure needed for launch, including power, hydraulics, and water. Several miles of outdated wiring and cables have been removed and replaced with high-speed fiber optics. The first SLS mission carrying a crew aboard the Orion spacecraft is set to launch on a 3-week trip to orbit the moon to demonstrate the capabilities necessary for NASA to conduct an asteroid retrieval mission. SLS vehicles will evolve to support human deep space missions, in addition to robotic missions and astronomical observatories. In the past, such missions have been limited by the size and capabilities of existing rockets. The SLS payload carrier is large enough to hold 9 school buses.
Jeez.
And for NASA's missions to the outer planets, its larger propulsion systems would enable more direct trajectories, reducing mission travel time and increasing actual mission time by years. Previous spacecraft have had to make multiple gravity assist maneuvers around the inner planets to reach the velocity needed, costing valuable time.
And you got pad 39B right here. It's a nice side view. Again, you get to see how it's elevated for the flame trench. Inside that concrete barrier is also offices and a cafeteria, even though they're no longer used. But they were in there for the Apollo program. Once the Apollo program came to an end, they built buildings up by the VAB that had the cafeteria and offices in there. And they no longer use those. But in that video, they explained how they took all the copper wire out of that 4-story structure and changed it over to fiber optics. a lot of the computers and things are still inside there, and that's how the launch control building has communications with the launch pad and the rocket. As we come around the corner here, you're going to see two big steel A-frame structures up ahead here to the left. Those are flame deflectors out of pad 39A. These flame deflectors would be placed directly underneath the platform down inside the launch pad in the flame trench. Flames come down through the holes of the platform, hit these flame deflectors directly. They guide the flames down into the flame trench. Now these were used for 82 launches of the shuttle program over the course of 30 years. They're being refurbished for rust damage due to the salt air in the area because of the ocean. Once that salt or the rust damage has been repaired, they're going to put a new fondue fire material on the front, which is a flame retardant material.
There's an alligator over there.
There's another one.
There's alligators over here along the edge of the water.
Two of them.
A big
Right
one.
along the edge.
A big one and a baby.
It's a gator. It's a baby
That
gator.
fondue fire is a flame retardant material that's flame retardant up to about 6,000 degrees. Once that is all completed, these will go down inside pad 39B, and that will complete 39B, and it'll be all ready for the new Space Launch System rocket. That's what 39B is waiting for, is those two flame deflectors. Now, if you look over here to the right, you'll see the gate that goes across the crawlerway. Then you'll notice how the crawlerway goes uphill, of course, for the flame trench. From that gate to the top of the launch pad takes the crawler 1 hour. That's where the hydraulics of the crawler comes into place. The front end lowers, the back end raises as it goes up the incline, keeping the platform level and the rocket vertical. It takes 7.5 to 8 hours to go from the VAB to that gate, so the total trip time is between 8.5 to 9 hours to get to the top of the launch pad from the VAB, providing nothing goes wrong on the way. Turkey vulture just flew past in front of the bus.
Explore to gain knowledge, to push the boundaries of possibility, and to reveal the unknown.
We seek to discover, to find answers here on Earth and in space.
Was Mars once an Earth-like planet with water and an atmosphere? What happened? Can the same thing happen here on Earth?